Okay. Sure. Okay, so we're arriving at something of a compromise, um, because I have I have some ideas of how I might be able to get the console commands to work in Dragon Age Origins, but I really just haven't had the time to try and implement it and make it work, and I have no idea whether or not the console command would work in the first place. So I'm just going to kind of I've popped up YouTube, and my cat's meowing at me because it's not used to me streaming this late. Um, so we're gonna do a relatively short stream where I just kind of try to do the lines. I don't know if they're gonna pick quite the same lines that I would pick. I'll show what the channel. I am in no mood to put up with your meowing. Okay, it's very distracting. Very cute, but it's very distracting. And the less you distract me, the sooner I can get to bed and get some actual sleep. Would you please just leave me alone for a few minutes so I can wrap this dang thing up? And the camera can't check me looking down at my cat. Ellie, please! I know I'm talking weird. I talk weird when I talk to you too, so I'm talking weird to talk to the people online, okay? I think you'd be used to this by now. You've been fed. I distinctly remember feeding you. Why don't you go warm up the bed or something? I don't know how much of the bed you can warm up because it's your cat, but you know. Anyway, we're gonna. I don't know if I can see the. Okay, see the title. There's info. That's Ellie Black or I can't read that. I'll show it when we finish watching this. I haven't actually looked at this ahead of time, so I'm just gonna go ahead and lightly like. Um, hopefully there's no commentary over it or anything. It's just like the newest version of the video, so I can get it in like high quality. And obviously it isn't us; it's some frickin' dude.
And it's glowing. We should.
I think she's expecting you. Ask her about our book.
That's why it's high quality textures that the mods add.
Stop right there. Not one step more, or I am gone. I assume you know what this is. I have gone to great lengths to find and activate this portal. One false step and I am through, and beyond your reach for good.
Just watch this isn't actually a That doesn't look like a knife here. Okay.
I did not think you had. Tell me, why did you come? Answers.
Came for answers.
We all want answers. I offered you a deal, and you threw it in my face. Why should I answer any of your questions now?
What? This isn't the right ending! Can it happen if we
Always
just
the
romance her?
charmer. Ask your questions then, since you have traveled so far.
Mm.
You think I would tell you now, after you denied me at Redcliffe? Think again. My plans are not half so villainous as you seem to think they are. Whether you believe me or not, it no longer matters. I did not betray you. I left, just as I said I would.
I guess we can leave
You
with her if...
abandoned me before the battle. What
I wish I didn't have to frickin'... Can we, like, filter it by... I'll do this one from 2 years ago.
I think she's
No further, please. One more step and I leave. For good this time. I assume you know what this is. I have gone to great lengths to find and activate this portal. Give me reason and I use it, and you will not be able to follow. I remained because I sensed your approach. You kept the ring. Tell
That's
me,
pretty much what...
why did you come? And you once argued with me that love is not weakness. I will never understand you, and you will never understand me. I would not even know where to begin explaining.
There we
My
go.
plan is to leave and prepare the child for what is to come. Such preparation requires time and power. I must have both if I am to be successful. More than this, I dare not say, even to you. He is safe and beyond your reach. All you need to know is that the child is an innocent. He knows nothing of the destiny that lies before him. Because the child is yours, I understand. I will not share my plan with you. I dare not. If your trust is insufficient, then your anger will have to do. I did not betray you. I left, just as I said I would.
Why did you betray me? I'm fed up with
It's
this
true,
world.
I deceived you. I did not think the battle with the Archdemon would come so soon. And when it did, I came to you. I needed you, yes, but I also did not want to see you die. And here you stand, alive. So do not speak to me of betrayal.
We didn't even...
Then allow me
Did
to
that right.
provide you a warning. 'Tis Flemeth you should beware of, not me. Hunt her if you hunt anyone. My mother has tricked her way past death and more. She is no more finished than I am. I thought I knew what Flemeth planned. I thought what she craved was immortality, and yet I was wrong. So very wrong. She is no blood mage, no abomination. She is not even truly human. The ritual was but a means to an end, a herald for what is to come. Change is coming to the world. Many
we
will
stop it.
change and will fight it
Twice.
with every fiber of their being.
Excuse me, characters.
But sometimes, change is what they need most. Sometimes, Change is what sets them free. What I want is unimportant now.
I don't think we're gonna voice act it. It's too fast. I don't want to pause it, per se.
I cannot tarry longer.
And it does.
The
It's not
time
me
has
on
come
screen,
for me
so
to
it
go.
doesn't feel right.
You cannot know what you ask. 'Twould be better if you stayed. For you. For us both. Then come, my love. For us both. Better if you then come.
What's the line?
For us both.
I want to be with you no matter what. Okay. That's the line. Okay.
Then come, my love. We will face the future together.
It's very hard to animate lips pressing together. So I think that's why you have the happening from the back. I think animators have gotten better at it since, but okay. Guess there's nothing after that. Cool. It's recommending one of my own videos. Okay. This particular channel is Next Yogurt Closet 360 with 21 followers and now 9 likes. Thank you for uploading this. Next Yogurt Closet 360. Otherwise, I would not have a chance to like actually show off and kind of commentate on the ending without doing a shit ton of troubleshooting or like asking permission to download and edit their video so it could, like, that was one idea I was thinking of, is downloading a video of the scene and then taking it into Premiere Elements and like editing photos of Melody and voice over her reactions. But even then, like, when we we kiss her and step through the end portal together, like, it wouldn't be us. There'd be no way to edit myself into that. So it probably wouldn't have worked very well. It would have been a waste of time to try and make it happen. So, yeah, this is probably the best way. So tomorrow, hopefully, Maker willing, we will be playing Dragon Age 2. But first, I want to go over just a few more things, a few more bullet points. I have even typed this up. So in my anger and frustration last night, I completely forgot to talk about what I felt leading up to actually playing Witch Hunt were Morgan's motivations. And it seems like from Witch Hunt, particularly if you're a master, it seems to be the case. And I actually kind of like how the whole polycule situation kind of builds into it nicely. Because like, my whole idea was that, you know, when Morgan kind of asked us to break things off with Liliana, you know, we tried to propose a compromise, and we went to speak to Lily. We spoke to Morgan first. Technically, we said, like, hey, we're going to commit to you, more or less, or more than less. Actually, I should probably say, you know, you'll be our primary partner. You'll be, you know, the one that we turn to when there's a conflict. you'll kind of win by default. And if some, particularly if there's a circumstance that helps us, that helps us. What the heck? Where? Look, it's past 1 o'clock in the morning where I am. My brain don't work too good right now. So look, if any conflict, I wasn't even necessarily like, maybe I was kind of subtly trying to foreshadow what would happen in Witch Hunt. But it was more overall, just role playing more than foreshadowing. If you're gonna, if you feel possessive of us, then this is how we respect that feeling of possessiveness by proclaiming that you are going to be our primary partner and that we will defer to your needs and your judgments, versus Liliana's. Now, if our judgments are in line with Liliana's regarding a moral issue, we're going to try our best to communicate our own thoughts on the matter to you to try and change your mind. And we may ultimately make our own decision. But when it comes to like things beyond just like what we should do as a group, when it comes to group decisions, I had the final word. When it comes to relationship decisions and conflicts between yourself and Liliana, specifically, it's such a hard word to say. Except when I said it just then. Anyway, we'll tend to defer to what Morgan wants, unless what she wants is to break off everything, in which case we're not so sure. And that there's a promise that like when all of this is over and the play is ended, we'll talk again. We'll renegotiate the oral contract. We might even make a written contract if that's what you guys want. So we she was kind of skeptical of whether or not Liliana would even allow that arrangement. Then we went to Liliana, talked to her individually. I think I already went over this, but I'm just going to repeat it because I have a few new thoughts in between there. I'm not going to repeat the whole thing. But yeah, like Liliana was actually like surprisingly up for it because she actually kind of like she loves love stories. She loves transformative love stories, and she thinks that Morgan could really do with a transformative love story in her life. So like she's actually kind of all for it. Especially since she is Orlesian and thereby French and thereby a little more open to open relationships. I know it's kind of a stereotype. I don't know if it's racist to. I mean, there have historically been people who are racist against Irish people, so, or prejudiced against Irish people. So, I don't know. Like, can someone be racist against? Can a white person be racist against a culture of other white people? I don't even judge the fact that they might be more open to polyamory. I'm just saying there's a stereotype where the French people are oversexed, and we're kind of leading into it. Anyway, and that they love threesomes. Okay, let's not get carried away. Not that I even imagine they're actually participating in threesomes, unless it's hate fueled on Morgan's part. But that's probably more of a fantasy in Melody's head than a reality. Um, so, so Leon agrees. Morgan's like, what? But in the meantime, she's had time to kind of think of it and remember, like, what she, like, realized about the whole ritual thing, and started to believe that, like, okay, well, since we're wanting to kind of renegotiate, since we're talking about this whole, like, renegotiation thing, after the fight is ended, we know that after the fight is ended, we're either possibly going to be dead if we decide against the ritual, and that I think part of the reason why she said that she would leave now if we refuse, because it's like she's not going to stand by and watch the very first person that she's ever started to actually feel affection for die to save Ferelden. Or yeah, like that's part of the key reason why she it's a combination of that and trying to nudge us toward the ritual versus not doing the ritual. Because, like, hey, if we do the ritual, she'll stick around for a bit longer, and help us with the battle. Not that we need that extra bit of motivation, and I think she kind of fails to realize just what kind of awkward position that puts us in. Because, as I mentioned yesterday, we feel like we're being forced into doing this, even though we would have done it anyway. No matter how complicated we feel that she would leave afterwards. So, I think that's a lot of her reasoning, and that is, and it's also part of the reason why she agreed to the whole throuple arrangement, is because she realized, well, if she's going to leave us either way, we deserve, she believes very firmly that we deserve to be with someone who loves us. And if that person can't be her, it might as well be Liliana. And they're probably, she'll admit that she kind of realizes that Melody and Liliana are, Meliana, if you would, is, at least from her standpoint, a better match. Because, we actually understand the way each other thinks. What she doesn't take into account is that relationships don't always quite work that way. And this is something I didn't really talk about yesterday, and I think I came up with afterwards, is that I feel like one thing that Melody and Liliana have in common is that they're kind of in this position where they're in love with being in love more than they are actually in love with each other. They're in love with the idea of being in love, and they're kind of mistaking their own friendship and affection for each other and sexual desire for each other to be actual romantic compatibility, when in fact Melody is more romantically attracted to Morgan than she is to Liliana. And even Melody herself doesn't quite fully realize how much she is in love with Morgan until after Morgan is gone. And the feeling of it, as I put in the little document that I created and kind of read aloud yesterday, kind of hits her like a freight train after she receives a letter from Morgan. Explain that she wants us to be happy and to be with Liliana and all that. It just really hits her that Morgan is gone, and that she is feeling something that she can't quite explain. Because she hasn't really been in love with someone before. Like, she's been in lust with, like, Meryl, and she's in this kind of friendly, um, faux romance with Liliana. But she's actually in love with Morgan without fully realizing it, until after the fact. So yeah, I think our conversation also goes. I probably would, if I were to convert this into a fanfic, like I did my Mass Effect trilogy playthrough, I would probably have it so that there's just a few extra lines thrown in there about like how like you kind of made the choice for me, and stuff like that. That like she, I would have gone with you. Like I promised that if it came to a choice between you and Liliana, not as explicitly as that, but like not like covering every circumstance, but like generally, if it came between a choice between her and Liliana, she effectively promised that she would choose Morgan. And if she wants to, in this circumstance, we want to go out and have adventures and explore the Thedas, with someone that we trust and love. Um, that's probably going to be at least part of what we do with Morgan. And Liliana is more interested in kind of, having a much deserved rest from her adventures and, kind of advancing herself in the church a bit and, being an advisor, a spiritual advisor to the queen, and she's very much enjoying her new life, whereas we were kind of, like I said, restless, in this life of luxury that we found ourselves in. So, like after everything that happens, like it's a no-brainer. Duh, we're going with Morgan. And unfortunately, in our actual playthrough, because of various bugs and mod-related issues, regarding our and possibly related to some of our choices, like to marry Adora, there's some flag conflicts that maybe we weren't quite aware of, and the save editors are really like the basic save editor only allows us to change our basic stats. I think I can't remember if we might be able. I think we can change our affection rating, but like we can't really like change the actual romance flags in the editor. At least I could see in the basic one. It's possible it may be somewhere in the more advanced editor, but the more advanced editor is not particularly well sorted. It's basically kind of the raw individual lines of data stored inside the save. It's yeah. So you have to kind of know what you're doing, and I with a lot of things don't know what I'm doing. So as was made clear with what happened in Lich Hunt, I wonder just how much of this would have been easier if I just decided to suck it up and play a male warden, male noble warden, and use the all romance mod with whatever other ones, and yeah, that may have been a lot easier than what I did. And that's probably what we're going to put into the key, particularly if we can't use save editing to tweak the flags for that. Like it's going to be, I believe it's going to be a male human noble. And if possible, we will keep the flag for marrying Enora if it lets us. But the most important thing is that we leave with Morgan. We have Dark Ritual with Morgan, which I think could happen even if we marry Enora. But if leaving with Morgan is canceled out by us marrying Enora, we're probably going to leave it out of our raw keep save. If we can change things after the fact with editor, good, great, wonderful. We could add, if we could add Liliana romance in there, that would be great, really cool. But if we can't, then we're just gonna have to just pretend that it's there and that, you know, Liliana is still corresponding with the Warden, the hero for Eldon, as it were. But yeah, the fact that we had a child with Morgan, and of course also pronouns are going to be like another thing you might want to try to edit, but I don't know if that's possible either. So we're just gonna have to headcanon. It's very possible we'll have to just headcanon in a lot of things to Inquisition. Not a lot we're gonna have to headcanon into Dragon Age 2, because we could just, one, we could actually import the save, hopefully without any bugs. And two, there aren't a whole lot of references to all of the things that we did in Dragon Age 1. So, yeah. Hopefully we aren't going to have a bunch of bugs and crashes and technical issues with Dragon Age 2. I have been able to was able to get the game to run and change the resolution or anything. So there's that. I may or may not manage to alter my VTuber model to have to be a smoothier, a roundier rather than a knifier, because Hawk can't be an elf. But yeah. So anyway, I think that's it. About 1:30. I've probably gone on longer than I should have. This is gonna be the shortest of all of my streams. Hey, like, this is just kind of wrapping things up. So hey, you could do a bunch of things, many of which will take but a few seconds of your time, such as leaving a like if you're on YouTube, and a subscription if you haven't already. If you're on Twitch, you can follow. If you also subscribe, well, that costs you something, or nothing if you happen to have a Twitch Prime sub laying around. Another way to support me financially that's a little cheaper, and you can pay monthly, is Patreon. There's only one tier so far, so for a little over $1 per month, you can unlock some extra posts. But even if you don't want to pay, you could follow on Patreon and get a few little posts that I make occasionally, particularly for models like this, which don't have a commercial license attached to them. You know, I don't know what that means for something like Patreon when we're just posting like raw screenshots, but better safe than sorry. And it allows there to be some free content on there. So I may occasionally like post updates, and I'm thinking of doing raw title cards too. It's just gonna be a bit of work, a little bit of extra work to make it happen. And I just have to get myself to the flow every time I start a new stream or make a new title card. I also export it to a Pinnig and upload that Pinnig to Patreon. It's a whole thing. So anyway, we also have social medias, which are in the link section or the description. And no matter what you decide to do, I thank you so very, very much for watching, especially if you've watched this entire thing all the way through, for all of the nonsense and occasional cheating, especially the cheating against the archdemon, that was partly an accident, because I really meant to just take out the all of the ads, but it killed the archdemon too. Whoops. But you know, it got us to end the stream on time. So, and I have been legit before. I think, if I remember, if my memory is accurate. I think I did it on stream back when I was a cam streamer. So you can check that out if you want to go all the way back and see my my very masculine appearance from back then. Anyway, and you want to hear how my voice sounds naturally. Anyway, anyway. I'm still working on the cutie voice. Thanks yet again for watching. Till next time. Bye bye.